Napoli, Napoli, Napoli!
What's going on, Napoli Nation TV? Welcome back. This is season 2, episode 15, and it is not a good one. We are off of back-to-back losses now. One against Torino in the Serie A, and of course, the one you definitely couldn't have missed, the one against PSV, both being away. PSV, we lost 6-2. Torino was 1-0. So today, we'll get a little bit into the Torino match, but it's mostly going to be about the PSV match just because, wow. Before we even start anything, that's how I feel. That match, I actually fell asleep.
We can just put that clip on repeat throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, the match was so bad. It was at like the 80th minute, and I fell asleep. I was already tired that day, and and I wake up and I see it was 6-2. I'm like, wow, we really just look like complete frauds out there, defensively and offensively. Without McTominay playing, I mean, we could have had 0 goals. Mind you, against Torino, though, it wasn't as bad, not even close. We did have, a few chances to get a goal. But let's get into that match real quick. So, Debo.
Cholito scored, man.
Yeah, sadly, right? And didn't we talk about Cholito and Ngonga having the match of their lives? Well, one of them sure did. What a crazy, crazy goal. What he dodged, like 2 or 3 defenders and then juked freaking Vanya out and then scored it. I mean, it can't get worse than that. Our ex-Napoli player who we chose to let go, and we grabbed this statue of Luca for 35-40 million. You just can't make it up, man. We always know that Napoli players, when they leave and they play against us the very next season or whatever, so forth, they just all play well. They always play well. And Cholito did his job. He freaking got a goal in a massive, massive way, and we were goalless. So tell me, Debo, what did you think about Torino Napoli?
This is possibly the best part of the match. His reaction of being sorry that he scored on the team and the city and against the fans that he loves. Like, his passion that he showed for being upset about scoring on us is the same passion that the rest of the fucking team should have been playing with in this match. So, like, the only thing positive to say about this match is Cholito himself and how much he loves Napoli, our fans in the city, bro. Like, that is so sad that the only thing that we can talk about that feels good is his reaction to scoring against us. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But, I mean, here's the thing. This match was not as bad as the PSV one, as I mentioned before. We did have a lot more chances here, and also we only allowed 1 goal compared to 6. Like we saw, Kevin had 2 great chances. Elmas had 1. Oliveira in front of goal missed a tap, and he tried to pass backwards. I don't know if it was because of how his body was turned.
Yeah, but man, you're in front of goal and you're skying that. You gotta freaking be clinical, man.
Yeah, definitely.
We're supposed to be the Scudetto repeat favorites, a team led by Conte, all those players plus 9, and here we are going into freaking Torino at the bottom of the table, and we can't score in front of goal. We look discombobulated, and then, we're going to get into Lang. We're going to get into Lang, man, and that bullshit that he pulled, dude, this is, I'm going to be honest with you, like the way I feel about our current team with the players that we have, with the coach that we have, this is as bad as it's ever gotten for me, being upset with what's going on right now. And then to listen to the comments after both this match and the PSV match from players, from Conte, you know what, man, we didn't hear from ADL. That's a little surprising. that he hasn't said a damn word. You know what I mean? He should say something because this is some bullshit, man. This is some bullshit how it doesn't even seem like so you got a problem with probably the veteran Napoli players that have 2 Scudetti underneath their belt feeling like they're good to go and this thing that they say in Italy called la panza pieno, no? So like their belly's full and they're satisfied and they don't need to fucking give their all anymore. Then you got the new players that are coming in and they don't really understand yet what it means, it seems, to play for our city and these fans and to give it their all each and every match, man. Like the effort is not there. And who does that go on more than anybody else if you don't blame the players? It goes on Conte. Conte is supposed to be that coach that is able to motivate the players to play with their fucking hearts.
Yeah.
And that is something that I don't see right now these last 2 matches.
I agree. I mean, you got it all down packed. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna bring up the ratings here. As you can see, Luka is always playing subpar. Anguissa, De Bruyne, Spinazzola, Neres, all with above 7s. Gilmore, he played okay. I think a 7.3 is a little too high, though. We're missing Lobo like heavy, if people couldn't tell. This is why I say he's the best player on our team. It's ridiculous how much of an impact this guy makes. Some people just don't see it. I don't know if this will get their attention now, but anyways, D'Lo, another subpar match. Ever since that Man City match, man, he's been dog shit, must be said. Simple way to put it. Bukama.
You know what? Hey, Marty, you know one
Yeah.
thing why I believe that he's not playing as well as we know he can play, because we know that he can play better.
Yeah.
I believe one of the reasons is he is not given the freedom to get up in the box like he used to. Remember what he did during the Spalletti days, and he's always fucking way up there, crossing the ball back in front of the box, making these dribbles, making these 1-2s with Politano, whoever might be over there. He's not given the freedom to play like that anymore. There was times when we were like, dude, is he playing midfield or is he playing right back when he gets into the action of the game? He's not given that freedom anymore, man. So like part of I think his issue with his performance is that he's not as motivated in what he can provide on the pitch because now he's just limited to being, to try to be a lockdown defender. We all know he's never been a lockdown defender. So no, man, he's never been locked down.
There was at one point where he was
No.
considered one of the best right backs in the world for a good amount of time, for like 1 year.
Yeah, but
there
the
was a
reason that he wasn't really because of his defense per se. It was he was well-rounded and he was always involved in the attack. So if you're D'Lo and you're playing and you know that you're not an amazing defender, but you know you can offer a lot in attack, and you got the pressure of wearing the captain's armband, but you're not given the freedom to play like you know you can, that has got to be part of the reason that he has not been himself pretty much since Conte arrived. Like last year, really good, solid defending, but he wasn't involved in the attack like he used to be. I think that has something to do with his poor performances of late and just overall, including last year. You know what I mean? That he's just not given the freedom to play like he wants. That's how I feel about him overall,
Yeah. So, like I was saying, Juan Jesus, this was probably his worst match, I would say. He's been playing fairly well for us, especially for a player of his caliber and his age. We know he has limits, as we've stated tons and tons of times. Oliveira, he was okay too. Now, this is what I want to talk about. Vanya. So tell me what you think about all these people on Twitter talking about Vanya. Do you think that Medit should be back to being a starter? Be honest. Like, we know we have high praise for Vanya,
okay,
right?
all right. I definitely do want to talk about him.
Mhm.
But don't let us forget about talking about Gilmore with that foot mob rating. Starting with Vanya. So here's my thing, man. If you look at the goals that PSV scored, right? Those goals that they scored, some of those things were golazos, man. Like, they were hard for any goalie to get. There was things that he could have done better, right? But if we compare those goals, the goals that PSV scored, like if we were to say, okay, what if Meta was playing versus PSV? Meta ain't stopping none of those goals that are from outside the box, bro. Like that's one of Medic's weaknesses, right? Vanya allowed one goal in versus Torino. I think that not Elmas, fucking Elmas, Cholito. I think Cholito just made a very, very good patient play in the way that he scored that goal. So I don't really blame Vanya. He wasn't out of position. You know, he was where he was supposed to be. Cholito just he made a good play. You know what I mean? So to start talking about, blaming Vanya for PSV scoring 6 goals and saying that Medit needs to be our full-time starter, people aren't talking, they're not thinking rationally. Think about everything else that Vanya offers that he is better at than Medit. Nobody can deny those things that he's better at, That PSV drubbing had almost zero to do with Vanya. That shit was just everybody on the pitch was letting PSV run rampant. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. And he was fine against Torino. Like put that foot mob rating back up for Torino. What was his score? 6-7. Okay. So that's not terrible. It's not great, but let's see what the foot mob gives him for for PSV, man, because they scored 6 goals. Because a lot of times foot mob, they don't really take everything into account. They look at it more statistically, I think. And that's why I wanted to make sure we talked about Gilmore in this match, because that shit that Gilmore did, bro. I mean, he provided the assist to Cholito. I mean, what are you doing? You're in a danger area and you can't take risks like he did. And that's how Cholito got the ball and scored, So, no, I absolutely don't think that this is grounds for saying that Medit needs to be the full-time starter, because neither one of those matches we can say Vanya was the problem, and that's why we ended up losing. No way in hell.
So I agree that I think Vanya overall is a better goalkeeper, tactically and talent-wise compared to Medit. But I see a pretty fair point being put out there that our back line does not perform as well compared to when Meta is back there. I mean,
okay, hold on. If
Yeah.
you're saying that, then you need to explain yourself why you feel that way.
Oh,
Like
I
you
just
need
think
to convince me.
Medit is
You
the
need to
two-time
convince
Scudetto
me
winner.
why.
Our defense
yeah.
was the best in Europe statistically last year with Medit starting. Okay,
But
people
we're
are
playing
quick to
different.
forget.
Conte has made it
Why
clear
are
that
we?
he wants to score more goals.
But we still have the same back line. Yes, Rakhmani is out, but Bukama is good enough to
And
fill in the
Buongiorno's
slot.
been hurt a lot.
When Jonah's been hurt a lot, but Juan Jesus has been playing fine.
Oliveira's even
It's
not
these
not
little mistakes. It seems like there's miscommunication going on back there when Vanya plays. I'm not blaming Vanya because we know he's talented. I like Milinkovic Savic. I do. But in terms of the back line, how they're performing, it's crisscross between them and the goalkeeper. And I truly believe, especially, when's the last time that we let up 6 goals like this? I don't even know. I don't remember witnessing this.
I don't either. 6 goals. I'm sure it's happened if we really was to look back through the ADL era that's happened before.
Yeah.
But I'd have to search for it. Like I cannot remember it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe that is the most that we've had scored on us in the ADL era. Shit, I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I think there was
you know
one
what?
time we allowed like 5, but I can't remember who we played against.
But you know what? Here's the thing, man. Let's put this back up here. Look at that shit. 6 goals. One of them was an own goal, which was a terrible mistake by Buongiorno. I think I spelled his name wrong. My bad. Terrible mistake. Like what he was trying to do by heading that ball out of the danger area.
Buongiorno.
What do you? Yeah, Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Dude, and then he made other mistakes in this match too. Like one of the goals, he tried to get up there a little bit too far away from the box to try to get a steal. That didn't end up working out. There was one other thing I can't remember right now, but I think that there was 3 goals if I'm just remembering in general, at least that he made big mistakes on, and nobody played well in that match, man. Nobody did,
No.
and I just think to try to say that Vanya is a problem for us is reaching. I do
Okay.
think that maybe a smarter thing would have been to do, like we've seen sort of a little bit, is that Conte, rotating them because Vanya played 2 games in a row. Why couldn't Meret play versus Torino and then put Vanya in the Champions League? Like, why wouldn't you do that? Meret is still a very good goalkeeper, and he would have been fine to play in the Torino match. So I just don't think we can sit here and try to say that the reason that we're in this, what could become a crisis if we don't take care of Inter, that Vanya's the problem. That's all I'm saying.
So before we get into the PSV Napoli match, I do want to talk about Noah Lang a little bit and how that goal was disallowed due to offside. Um, so there were some people that enjoyed that. We'll get into exactly who in a little bit. But isn't it crazy? Noah Lang coming on, showing he wants to play, gets the goal, takes his shirt off, goal disallowed, gets a yellow, game finished. That basically sums up that Torino game for us. It's
That
saddening.
bit that sums up what's going on right now in our freaking locker room.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, man. When he scored that goal, it was out of chance.
Mm-hmm.
It was off of a fucking rebound. He was offsides, and it was to tie the game. And it was towards the end of the game. What are you doing? Taking off your shirt and celebrating like you scored your first goal in the World Cup when we need to get another goal to win the game.
Exactly. We still
What
have
are you
time. We had like 2
Dude, bro,
minutes.
what are you even thinking?
Yeah.
Do you really believe that doing all that is going to make it more likely that Conte wants to give you more playing time? I mean, it was immature and cocky. It's one thing to be confident, and it's one thing to believe in yourself and all that kind of stuff, right? And it's even one thing to be cocky when you're trying to prove that you're ready to play before you prove yourself, right? Even that's okay. Like when he said that shit in the press conference, hey man, everybody stands up when I get the ball. Well, number one, that was in a different country in a lower league, and you're in fucking Italy now. So don't think that that's just automatically going to be the same here. So him saying that, I really didn't have a problem with it at that time. But now thinking back upon it, he probably shouldn't have said some shit like that because it's making him look really, really bad right now. And then the shit that he said after the match, he's like, or maybe it was after PSV. He said some crap in one of the press conferences, like, yeah, yeah, I've only talked to Conte one time. I don't know why I'm not playing. Okay, well, whose fault is that? Is Conte supposed to seek you out? Why don't you seek Conte out? It's a two-way street, bro. Like, and obviously you're not proving yourself in training to get more playing time. The things that Conte have said about you is he's being patient. He wants to see you continue to work hard. So just fucking take that in stride. Realize that you're in a better league right now, playing for a much better club, even though we got our asses kicked by y'all, and work your ass off and freaking earn that playing time. Taking your shirt off and celebrating a tie goal that was out of chance, that is not going to earn you more playing time, bro.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So we know that there was someone that enjoyed our disallowed goal more than anybody else. One of our favorite people in the world, Mr. Mike Grella. We've always known that he has some sort of dislike towards Napoli, but he says we play ugly football, which is probably true. But the thing is we were getting wins doing so, and in the end, winning football games is what matters. So now we lose 2 in a row. We lose our second match of the season. We did play well against Milan, to be fair. That's why he didn't probably feel too confident saying that. But when you lose against a bottom league Torino side, who, by the way, I don't think deserve to be at the bottom of the table. I think they've been a little unfortunate. They also beat Roma away 1-0, so we know what they're capable of. But yeah, anyways, Grella was feeling extra confident in the studio this day. He said he enjoyed that whenever our goal got disallowed. And yeah, there's just no hiding the fact that he is official, right? A Napoli hater. He said he enjoyed it. Everyone in the studio has sort of got a grasp of it from last season, but now everyone knows for a fact this guy does not like Napoli at all. He is a Juventino, but he also loves Inter the way he talks about them. But yeah, I mean, typical Mike Grella. I honestly don't mind it, but I think there's something in his contract that says he needs to be this way because I feel
You
like that was a
think?
little bit over exaggerated what he did, almost like a WWE character type vibe, like someone who's acting, playing their part.
Mm.
But whatever. We just keep moving forward. Mike Grella's gonna keep being a Napoli hater, and it is what it is. You can't really do
Man,
nothing else about it.
he took advantage of the moment
Mm-hmm. To the
to
max.
talk shit
Yeah.
about Napoli.
Yeah, he did.
Like Noah Lane doing what he did gave him the opportunity.
Yeah.
How many views did you have on your post, man? Like
It's almost
he's
at
loving it, man.
100,000. I don't even know how.
He's
I only have
loving
like
it.
300 followers.
He's loving it, man, because he's getting attention, and that's really what it's mostly about in his line of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that he's consistently been negative about Napoli. So I think that the hate is real, and he's just taking advantage of the fact that he's probably been told, "Hey, keep this up because it's bringing more attention to our show and our channel and all that kind of stuff, right?" But hey, he's a Juventino. I wonder if he was saying the same shit back in the day when when Juve was winning all those matches by one goal. Almost every single match, man, they barely win. And they were winning Scudetti, man, 9 in a row. So I wonder if he was saying the same thing then, and then I'd like to hear some of the clips about how Napoli looked like when we had Spalletti. We won that first Scudetto in 33 years. I wonder what he was saying then, because I'd be really
He actually
curious.
liked Napoli. He said we played beautiful football.
Did he say that for real?
Yeah.
Like more
He
than
likes to
once?
use the word beautiful and ugly for play
Yeah.
styles. Yeah, I do recall him talking about that. But I guess he doesn't like ugly football, and Napoli play ugly football, which I think a lot of
Well,
teams kind of do. But
maybe.
we are on the bigger side of things. We won 2 Scudetti in 3 years, so now he's got a grasp of a sort of attention that he can get saying so. So I mean, it's a smart marketing move from CBS, and I'm not gonna hate it. I'm not gonna hate Grella either. I like the banter. It goes both ways. Like I said, I did post that video on X of him and almost got like 100,000 views. So I don't know if he saw it, but I hope he did. You know what I mean?
Oh, he saw it.
Maybe,
He saw that.
maybe. I hope he did.
Yeah.
He doesn't really respond to anything on X, so. But I don't know. I think he's probably looking. I mean, it's hard not to look when you have a lot of attention on you on the social media. So I don't know,
Mm.
but he's not really on it.
I,
So
I bet he checks out our channel too, man. He's gonna see this.
nah, he ain't checking out the channel.
I don't know,
Nah,
man.
nah, nah,
I know Marco does. So
nah. Grella's on the hate train. He's a different breed. But anyways, let's get away from the Torino Napoli match and let's get into the real Napoli nightmare because in Serie A we are still in third, 1 point behind first. It's not looking too bad. However, in Champions League, it's looking rough. What are we? I think 23rd. I can't remember. Something around
yeah,
that
luckily we're
around
still
that nature.
barely above, our most hated club. That
Yeah.
if there's anything positive to look at with the table, you got the table, man. Bring it up.
I don't know. I have the ratings though, and it's not looking too good. No greens as predicted, of course. Oh, actually, no. McTominay does get a green. Can't forget about him. We'll get into what he did that match for us. Giving us some type of hope. But Luca with a 4-9 and the red card he got, which was very stupid on his end, arguing with the ref. That's why he got it, right? Because he argued with the ref. He said something. I don't even know what he said. I tried to find headlines of what he
I
was
think
saying, but
he was pointing to his head, and I think he was trying to
use your head, like
use your
be
head and
smarter.
make the right call, Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then
Soft from the
afterwards,
ref,
he's
but
like
also
trying to
stupid from Luca. Stupid regardless.
Yeah, man.
Especially being down so many goals. But yeah, I mean Luca the 4-9, Politano 6-6, should be a 5. Anguissa 6-8, fair. De Bruyne 6-9, fair. McTominay 8-8, definitely fair. He was our only bright spot that game at all, scoring those 2 header goals. Who Luca somehow is always non-existent as well in the box for header goals. I don't know if we're not targeting him, if he's not in the right spot. He's not. I don't know, man. The guy's fucking 6'7". You know what I mean? Like, come on. Di Lorenzo with the 4-0, the lowest rating of anybody else except for Buongiorno. Sorry, because he had that own goal, which was very unfortunate. That's really what tipped off the tally for us in the very beginning. As we know, they got a goal to tie at 1-1 literally like 2 or 3 minutes after we scored, and that kind of just was gut-wrenching. Bukama with the 5-4, Buongiorno 3-4, Spinazzola 6-6, and Vanya 4-6, which of course is
There is
fair
with
because
Vanya.
6 goals went in.
Yeah, I mean 6 goals went in, but like I was saying before, if you look at all 6 goals, at least half of those were like near impossible to stop. I think there was that one where like he was caught flat-footed, and that was the one where you should have been able to make some type of play on that one though.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh my God, just looking at those ratings, man. For me, by far, Luca should be the lowest. Like he had zero impact in the game other than getting booted out for a stupid freaking mental mistake. And I don't even think he should be like a 3.5 or some shit at the most.
Hey, that'd still be more than
Oh.
a Buongiorno's from our rating.
Yeah, Journal let a goal in, so like statistically
and he had a
he's
terrible
gonna
game in
have
general. The whole back
Yeah, he
line really
did.
did.
He did, man. I think he had at least 3 mistakes. So
Yeah.
I don't really have any super heartaches with the ratings that they gave overall, to be honest. I think it's probably about what the players deserve average, but yeah, man. Oh God, that's rough. How many reds were there again? Put that up. Oh God.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4.
4. Holy crap. And 1 green.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Oof.
Yeah.
That's rough, man. Oh.
So let's talk about this back line. Easily our worst game under Conte defensively, obviously allowing 6 goals, but not even that, just looking completely flabbergasted by PSV. I'm not saying PSV are not a good team, but come on, 6 goals. I mean, let's be real here. We weren't focused. We weren't disciplined. We looked very lackluster. We looked good for the first 30 minutes. Even Luca, when he had that one chance in the very beginning, I thought he was planning on doing something this game. But boy, was I wrong. So, what is the issue with the back line? How do we go from the best defense in Europe last season to now this garbage? Not going to call us the worst, but it's utter garbage, especially given the talent that we have back there.
It's a good question. I think it's a multitude of a lot of things. I think that we've dealt with injuries. I think probably the injuries is the number one reason that our back line has had issues, because our midfield is, other than Lobo being out recently, has been fairly healthy, right? So we can't really point to the midfield and say that that's been our problem defensively, from a player standpoint and how they're performing. So for me, the number one problem is that we've had a lot of injuries. I think another problem that's probably just underneath that is being the overarching reason is that Conte has tried to take a little bit more initiative in scoring goals. So like the mentality on the pitch maybe isn't so focused on defense from a tactical aspect. Um, I mean, maybe having four midfielders in this 1-4, well, no, I'm sorry, 4-1-4-1 formation. I mean, that's really five midfielders, right? So I mean, maybe that has something to do with what those midfielders are really focused on doing, and it's really not a defensive mindset. I mean, if we look at all those midfielders, can we really sit here and say that they're trying to do a lot defensively? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. You know, Politano probably is the only one out of those players, out of Lobo and the four others that are in there that are. So I think those are probably the two glaring issues, is injuries and just the tactical approach that the players are having in the matches. I mean, you mentioned, you know, the chemistry and the communication and all that between, Medet and Vanya, and maybe that has a play in it. I can see that. I can see some of the chemistry is maybe not quite there with Vanya, but I just think that's a really small part of it because Vanya hasn't played bad, number one. Vanya is boisterous. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's our problem. And our problem right now, if we're looking at, okay, what side of the ball are we really, really struggling in? It's the defense,
Yeah.
which is crazy, knowing that Conte's our coach.
So I didn't mention this earlier, but there is a theory going around about, so basically Medet and the back line, they always hang out. They always like go to events together, yada yada
Oh,
yada.
don't do it,
And
man.
it's just a theory. But people are saying that they're furious with Conte for not playing Medet as often as he should. Now, this could be just complete bullshit, but it is something to think about. We know that these players, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't. And they've never they love Medet, okay? Even given, here's the thing about Napoli fans with Medet. He's like the scapegoat, almost like Insigne was. He's the scapegoat for us, a majority of our losses. And that sucks. It sucks to be in that position, especially given that he is a two-time champion with us. He's a great goalkeeper. Yeah, he does make stupid mistakes sometimes, like, but it happens. You know what I mean? Mind you, I'm not saying that he's better than Vanya. I still think Vanya is better, but Medet is still a great goalkeeper. I don't know. I don't know what Conte is thinking because we have Inter at home coming up. I I don't know if he's going to start Vanya again or if Medet is going to start. I have no clue. His mind must be spiraling right now. Also, we'll get into Conte real quick, saying that now we signed too many players. He was complaining about us not having enough players to rotate. Now it's too many. Let me tell you what, man. This guy, he's almost doing the Mourinho tactic, where he's using his ego and his personality to get in the way of. I mean, he's using it as an excuse, like, for lack of words, and it's kind of annoying. I fucking hate it. He just needs to own up and say that tactically it's not working out. It's a new
So
season with new players, and it's not
here's
working out what
a
he was trying to do.
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Here's one of the things that he said in the press conference that was, in my mind, a positive thing is that he did blame the current situation on himself also. He said, "We got work to do, me first and foremost," right? Okay, duh. I mean, you're the coach.
Hmm.
We're playing like shit, um, both tactically and from a give a shit standpoint on the pitch. So that is those two things are your job. To prepare the players to be able to perform tactically and to motivate the players to give their all,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So duh. I'm glad you said it, but it's not like we don't know that already. Then he says some bullshit about, oh, well, the locker room chemistry and we got too many players, all of a sudden. And what are you even saying? Do you know what Spalletti did when he got all them new players and lost the core of the team? We blew out the league, bro. So don't give me some bullshit about, oh, we got all these new players. It's going to take time. Well, Spalletti didn't need no fucking time to blow the league apart. He didn't. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. You've got all the freaking preseason. The players came in early like never before. You had plenty of time to get your philosophy, to get your tactics, to get those players to adhere to the way that you want to play. I don't want to hear that bullshit again about having too many new players that's messing up how they perform. No. Now, the one thing that he did say about how maybe some of the issues is that we need a little bit more humility with some of the new players, and we need to understand that when you come into a new team, you need to adjust to what that team is, to the environment, to your new players. Maybe that's something that the new players could be doing a little bit better. Like, I think that if we were to look at the attitudes of Lang and Luca, I don't think anybody out there would say they have a great attitude that builds chemistry in the locker room, right?
Yep.
And those are two of our bigger signings. So from that aspect, he may have a point when he's talking about that, but it's not because we got a bunch of new players. You're the one that wanted Luca, bro. Like, it's obvious that you were keen on getting that player. I don't think Lang as much. I think we all know he wanted Ndoye, not Lang. And I think he's still steaming over how Cavada left mid-season and everything, but I don't want to hear this bullshit. You got too many new players and you can't figure it out. You're Antonio Conte, bro. Like, so I don't want to hear that again. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to hear that we have too many new players, and that's one of the problems.
I agree. So before we get, or let's talk about one more negative thing before we get into the positive to end the video, and that is Luca. Oh man, okay. So boy, do I miss Lukaku. Haaland as well. Obviously, Haaland's been performing out of his mind, but he's injured, and Lukaku is also injured. So we're left with Luca and Ambrosini, whatever, who, by the way, is also not very good. But yeah, send
I
him
think
to
he has
Bari.
potential, though.
Yeah, he
I
has
think
potential,
Ambrosino has
but
potential.
at this very moment, we don't have time for potential. We
No,
don't.
no, you ain't lying.
You know what I mean?
No. Yep.
He played well for the young Italy team. Apparently, he had a nice free kick too. I saw a clip of that. But anyways, Luca, we got to buy this guy next season for 26 million. We already spent 9, and now we got to spend 26.
Can't
This is
believe it's
probably
obligation to
becoming
buy.
yeah. This is
What a
probably
dumbass decision.
yeah. This is probably becoming one of our worst signings in the ADL era, given the amount that we're paying. Right. Like I see people comparing him to Lozano. I'm like, bro, Lozano did much more than Luca. Don't give me that. This
You know
guy,
why?
Luka,
You know why people are
I'd
saying
rather
that
hold on.
bullshit?
I'd rather have Petagna than this guy Luca, bro.
Yep.
That's how bad it is.
That shit pisses me off. They're just using the fucking amount of money that was spent on him to try to compare it to Lozano.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh my God. Lozano's been gone long enough, but the hatred that continues to last for Lozano is so freaking annoying. And it's gotten to the point where we're looking at this Giraffa, Luca,
statue.
that can't freaking move anywhere, make any impact to any fucking game, and we're comparing him to Lozano. Go ahead and take a look at the stats of Chucky Lozano. Look at the goals, look at the assists, look at the work rate, look at his impact
Also playing in a position where he's not, his best at as well.
Yes.
Politano was at that
How
spot.
many freaking yellow cards did that dude get? How many times was he fouled? How many times has Luka been fouled in these first few matches? How many times? I can't think of any.
I think
You know what I mean? And he's a striker.
Yeah, I think Luka has gotten more cards than cards on him, like from people fouling him. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think he has 2 yellows and then now 1 red. Yeah, he can't hold the ball up well. Can't play his back to goal. Can't dribble.
He can't do
he's
anything.
Yeah, he can't. He hasn't got even close to 1 header goal, and the guy is fucking 6'7", bro. Like,
He
I don't
can't do
get it.
anything.
I don't understand. He didn't play this bad for Udinese. He looked good for Udinese. I don't know what the hell they did different. I don't know if we're not serving him the ball. I mean,
Do we really
it's
believe
so
he looked
depressing.
good for
It's so
Udinese,
depressing.
though? Did he, like, I'm going to be honest
Not
with you. Like, I
amazing.
looked
He
at
was
some of the
good.
highlights.
He played for.
I looked at some of the highlights, and for me, it was average at best. Everything that he did on the highlight reel, there was not one highlight that jumped out at me. Not
Yeah.
one.
Okay. Like, I wasn't
A
excited.
fucking header goal,
Yeah.
a header goal from a dude that's 8 foot tall is not jumping out at me.
Yeah.
He's not athletic. He can't, like you already said, he can't fucking dribble. There is one thing I think he is pretty good at, and that's penalty kicks. I did see a couple penalty kicks, and they were powerful and they were on spot. So if there was one thing, it's his
We don't
penalty
need penalty
kicks.
kick takers. We got.
Are we
Bruyne,
really talking about his only strength being penalty kicks?
Yeah,
That's some sad fucking shit, bro.
That's weak.
That's some sad shit. I can't fucking wait for Lukaku to get back.
Yeah.
And when Højlund comes back, man, fucking don't put Luka in the second half when Højlund needs a rest. Put in Ambrosino.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fucking send a message, bro. You know what? I hope that we can figure out a way once we pay that stupid fee that's an obligation to buy that guy, is that we just fucking cut our losses and get rid of him.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. You got people saying, oh, we need to give him time, da-da-da. What are you even talking about? It's not a matter of him understanding how to play in our tactics or the chemistry. Dude, he can't do anything well. He has no strengths to his game.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's very, very disappointing. For me, we are very, very close, if not there already, of him being the worst signing in the ADL era.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that we spent so much fucking money on him, and we went all in for him and didn't try to get somebody like Boney, or didn't even spend a lot of more money to get somebody like Darwin Nunez. I'm glad we didn't get Darwin Nunez because he was going to be expensive, right? But my thing is we had other strikers. Who was the one striker from what was it, Lecce or Parma? There was another dude out there. I can't even remember his name right now. And dude, man, we could have called Cheeto and just asked him to come over, man. You know what I mean? To be our backup striker, man. Dude, man,
he would have took that offer on the pay cut too, just to be back.
God damn it, man. Oh, Højlund's got to be back. Got to be back for Saturday, man. He's got to be back.
Is he not going to come back Saturday?
There's speculation that he'll be back Saturday, but it's not a given yet.
Bro, even if he has like 1 foot to play on, just put him in. He'd do more than Luka would. Like, dude, it's that bad.
For me, man, like, put Elmas, man, at striker.
Yeah.
Start Elmas at striker, man. He has done it once or twice in his career. Put him up there. Make him a false 9. Change the fucking formation. That's the other thing with Conte, man, saying that he doesn't want to change the formation, that the formation is not the problem.
It's because he's trying to include the fab for all the midfielders. That's why.
Well, get over that bullshit. And I think that it's probably pretty clear that we are not performing well anywhere near what we could be. So if that means that we need to make a like a serious tactical change, and that means that one of our Fab Four midfielders needs to sit, or that means that Politano becomes an actual backup, those types of things need to happen, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't I'm scared that if those types of things don't happen, that we're going to fall into a crisis. And here's the thing, bro. I'm gonna pull this up right now. We got to make sure we talk about this a little bit. Right? Where's that at? Right there. So
Yeah,
listen.
I was gonna mention that too. Might be time soon. Just depends. Retiro. If you guys don't know what the retiro is, it's whenever ADL sets up a training camp where players sleep at the training camp, like in the hotel. And I don't know how long it lasts, like maybe like what, like a week or two sometimes. It just depends. But yeah, we've done that a couple times. I know one time it was under was it Garcia that he brought
Man,
that out?
I'm gonna tell you what, man. I have PTSD when we start talking about the Tito, because
Yeah.
the last time I remember it being a problem was when ADL ordered it and the players went into a mutiny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like if ADL tells Conte that we need to go into a Tito, Conte better tell him, fuck off. I'm the coach. You stay the owner and the president. I'll take care of this crisis. I'll figure it out. The only acceptable way that they go into a Tito, if that is something that Conte himself 100% wants to do. So I'm not like worried that ADL is going to try to do this shit, because ADL, man, ADL, he wants them to go further in the Champions League. He wants that money, and our club needs the money.
Yeah, we spent a
We
lot this
do.
summer.
We need the money, bro. So I get it. But just let Conte do his thing and don't do that, because it won't turn out good, in my
Now
opinion.
I don't think that he will, just for the simple fact that he hasn't said anything recently about our last two games. Now, mind you, excuse me, if we play terrible against Inter at home at the Diego Armando Maradona and completely embarrass ourselves, then it might be time to start thinking it's an actual possibility that ADL is, for one, going to say something, and for two, try to load up this Aditito as a possible outcome to try to fix up this potential crisis.
And
So,
here's and you saying that, it makes me a little bit more worried, because Inter's in form, bro.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Inter smells blood,
mm-hmm.
and they are coming to our stadium to embarrass us.
Yep, they're going to try to
100%.
100%. Yep.
100%. So it's time for our players to man up and be who they know they are, and not let that shit happen.
Yeah,
Because you're right.
we
You're
can't
absolutely
lose
right, man. If we
against
get
Inter.
embarrassed by Inter,
Yeah,
ADL is absolutely going to start talking about that.
mm-hmm,
And he may say something.
yep.
Maybe not about that specifically,
But he's going to say
but
so.
that's going to be a moment when he wants to start talking about what's going on.
Yep, yep.
And yeah, I'm gonna put this one up too, man. I made this one earlier. So here's the thing. So Saturday at home versus a great team in form. That heart and soul is what needs to be on that fucking pitch. I don't want to see any fucking players not playing their fucking asses off. And you've got fans out there that will say, "Oh, we can never question, you know, the desire and the motivation for players. We don't really know." It's, for me, it is pretty easy to tell when a player is really giving their all from watching TV sitting on the couch. You know what I mean? And I've been in that stadium with you I don't know how many times, and I've talked to Michele a lot. He's watched freaking every game over the last 20 million years. The other thing, man, is like when you're watching the game on the TV, you can't see the entire pitch. So you can't see some of the things when players are taking a break and they're not really giving their all. Like you can't see everything all the time. And I'll ask that question from Michele. Hey man, were you watching any of these players that how was it with them off the ball and like were they laggy gagging and he's told me a couple times, yeah, I noticed it, man. I did. So man, this game on Saturday at home against Inter is a must-win game, and I it's depressing to say that.
It sucks.
It's
But
depressing to say that because and you know why it's depressing to say that? Because if we don't, it could be the end of the confidence of these players. You know, I think I was listening to I think it was Joe Fischetti's podcast when they were talking about how I don't think it was this last one, maybe a previous one. And I think they said something about how, it's nice not to feel anxious anymore about being a Napoli fan. Like we're in the season and we have enough confidence that we're contending and we can win, that we don't have that feeling of being anxious all the time because we feel like we're gonna fall apart at any given time. If we don't beat Inter, that feeling's gonna come right back.
most definitely.
It's gonna
Easily.
come right back. Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
most of this video was pretty negative, but can you blame us? I mean, back-to-back losses, one being in Serie A against Torino, and then the obliteration against PSV in the Champions League, losing 6-2. But we do want to end it on a positive note, and that
one
is,
one more
yeah.
one more negative note I gotta
Oh
do.
Lord.
Ah! Ah!
That's fun.
That is fun. I didn't know
Yeah.
they had those sounds on here
Yeah.
until today. So let's talk about McTominay. Is he getting back into form? He scored our only 2 goals against PSV. We know that he started off a little slow last season as well. I think he's only 1 goal
Mhm.
shy right now of the games played from this season to last of what he's done. Um, it looks like this is the time we need him now more than ever. You know what I mean? Hopefully he shines against Inter. The whole team needs to shine against that squad. They're the
Mhm.
strongest team in Serie A by far. It's honestly not
Yep.
even close at this point. Milan
Nope.
as a second for sure. But this is a must-win match, as you said earlier. McFratama, we need you now more than ever. And doesn't necessarily mean you got to score a goal or get an assist. Just I don't know. I'm hoping that I don't know who the leader in the locker room is really. I know that Di Lorenzo is the captain, Conte is the coach, but whoever it is in there, y'all gotta group up together and get your shit together because this game right here will signify if we really are still in this Scudetto race. I know it's early. I know we're only 1 point behind, but this is how you create a ladder effect,
Yep.
and this is huge. The amount of confidence
Mario.
that we need for this game
Yep.
is massive.
I'm just thinking about something I read earlier today, whether it was a true report or not.
Mhm.
After that Champions League match, there was a heated discussion that supposedly lasted about an hour between Conte and the entire roster.
Where'd you read
So
that at?
if I was on Twitter somewhere, it was
Was it
like
a
one of those.
reliable source or
Uh, I didn't really look into it too much, to be honest.
okay?
But you know for sure that there was some discussion,
Oh yeah,
whether it was heated or not, but you ain't lying. Like this match could spend us. I mean, this match could send us down a spiral of not only not contending for the Scudetto, but struggling to stay in the top four.
definitely.
Or or this match could turn everything around. If we dominate Inter and we win that game, it could turn everything around.
I don't
You
even
know what
think
I
that we need
mean?
to dominate. We just need to win, whether it's ugly football
No,
or not. Like
I
I don't
think
think we
I
need to
think it's
dominate.
I think it's important that let me take that back. Maybe not dominate, but we need to outperform them. It can't be one of those
Okay.
matches
No.
where we got a lucky goal or the ref made a bad call and maybe somebody got a red card for him. It needs to be a convincing win to build like to make people start like to make the locker room forget about that 6-2 to an inferior squad, to forget about losing to Torino, who's at the bottom of the table. You know what I mean? That's what I think we need. Not only a victory, but it needs to be convincing. And I'm not saying we need to win by like 2 or 3 goals. I'm just saying we need to outperform them and prove that we are still a Scudetto favorite. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Because if not, things could just go to hell, bro. Like, because we've got drama. We've got the drama with Noah Lang. We got the drama with Luca and what he did and how he sucks ass. You know, we've got the controversy going on now with Vanya and Merit and who should be playing. You know, we've got the hey man, who's this KDB guy? He hasn't really been that guy that we really need consistently. There's a lot of drama going on right now, and we need to convincingly beat them, not by the scoreline, but we need to make a statement that we're still Scudetto favorites. We don't have to like it's not like about being the Scudetto favorite at this point. It's just about being back in the conversation. And if we do that, we're gonna be put right back into the conversation. Because I think if you look at how all the teams are playing, Inter's playing the best right now.
Hmm.
Like they're the most informed in our league. So it's an opportunity, man. And if these players have any pride wearing that shirt, whether they're a veteran that has 2 Scudetti or they're a brand new player, they got an opportunity to show everybody that this is still Napoli. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll conclude the video. We do have one announcement we need to make before we end it, and that is our live happening on Saturday, October 25th at 10 a.m. Eastern with journalist and Inter fan Nima. Definitely tune into that one. Should be interesting. Nima is full of knowledge, and we're playing Inter that day, so we'll see his thoughts on both Inter and Napoli, and what he thinks the outcome will be, what he
Looking forward to
expects.
that.
I do too. I'm looking forward to understand his team a little bit more. I already know they're the best team in Serie A right now. That's nothing much else to be said there, but we're definitely going to talk about how they swooped Bonnie from us, and they knew what they were doing with that. We'll probably get into his transfer market as well, because we were at once thinking Napoli had the best transfer market, but that is not true anymore, in my opinion.
I
I think I've
definitely
seen
want to see
enough.
how he I definitely want to see how he feels about Kivu at this point too, because I know
Yeah,
that he wasn't very happy with him being the coach that they signed. So I'm
I
curious
don't
to
blame
see
him.
what he
I
thinks
mean,
about him right now.
yeah, I mean, you go from Inzaghi to Kivu. Inzaghi's proven in both Serie A and the Champions League. I mean, he went to 2 finals. Mind you, he didn't win them. But Kivu's been outstanding so far,
Yeah.
and we knew that he had the potential to do this. I mean, with Parma, a much lower talented team than Inter, he did fairly well with them. So yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mario. I
mhm.
would have never predicted that Inter would be playing this well both
Me neither. No,
in Serie
no,
A and the Champions League. I
yeah, no,
would
me
have
neither.
never done that.
Definitely not.
I think
Definitely
that
not.
he has potential like for the future, but doing this well already this early in the season, it's definitely a surprise for me.
It's frightening to say the least.
Oh fuck. Saturday, man. Fuck, man. Oh shit.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning into Napoli Nation TV. Once again, as always, we got to say this even through our suffering, and that is Forza
Bully.
Sempre.
Why you?
Let's kick Inter's ass, man. Let's do it.
I